on the Beehivecolony. I'm your host, B, and today we have an amazing project. Actually, the world's first triple vault passive income generator. Just a bit of an intro there. That means Blocvest is one deflationary token, but three unique vaults. So, namely the shareholder, the accumulator, and the Trickle Vault, and of course with three different rewards depending on how you decide to utilize them. I think that's pretty impressive. So without further ado, I'd like to invite to the microphone Celtic.
Yes, thanks everybody for having us. The team is here to support the AMA also. I'm just going to share my screen.
Oh, great. You can share your screen if you want to.
Yes.
It's been a crazy AMA schedule for the team.
We've got a lot planned over the next.
I noticed that, I think starting from yesterday, you had almost 24 hours community VC left open and just an incredible line of AMAs on different call channels. How's that going?
Yeah, it's the same until so it's back-to-back AMA.
Oh, wow. So how many AMAs you have before the pre-sale later today?
We've got the one after that, and then we go live to pre-sale.
That's cool stuff. Cool stuff. You got traveled. That's good.
Sure do. He's supposed to project and makes what we do.
All right. So, okay, great. So you are the CEO of the team.
Yes, I'm the CEO of Block Vault. Name is Celtic Warrior. I'm from Ireland. And I have with me some of the other guys on the team. I'd like to let them introduce themselves for a second before we really dive in. Jeremy, I'll pass it over to you.
Hello, my name's Jeremy. I'm the CTO of Block Vault. I basically handle the technical side of things, the logics, the smart contracts, things like that. We also have Fab and Cowboy here, but I don't think they got unmuted. Fab's also helping with development and marketing strategies, and Cowboy is our HR manager. And back to you, Celtic.
Okay. Maybe if we could get them unmuted there by first, that would be a good idea. Fab in the list.
Sorry about that. I think Gigi kicked me out.
Oh, so.
All right. So we're all set. I was just asking.
Yeah.
I was just asking.
If you could unmute Fab and Cowboy, just those two people in the list.
Great. Fab is unmuted.
Hey guys, thank you so much. Yeah, Jeremy already said, like, I'm also part of the team. I'm Fab from Germany. I'm part of the development and marketing side, and yeah, we are happy to be here and share our great project with your community.
Awesome. Great to have you. Fabulous. Is that Fab short for fabulous?
No, it's actually it's my nickname is actually Fabitello, so the short one is Fab.
That's a great name. I see Cowboy as well. How you doing, buddy?
How you doing? Thanks for having us, guys.
Yeah.
As Jeremy was saying, I'm the HR
Jeremy.
manager. As Jeremy was saying, I'm the HR manager.
That's cool. That's cool stuff.
So that's it.
We have a bad echo.
We have
a Celtic. It might be on your side or somebody else's side.
I think when there's an echo, it's from the shared screen. Yep. I think
no,
Celtic,
before Celtic shared the screen, it was already the echo.
How about now?
No, still the same.
It's
The
basically
echo is
we
still
could
there.
just have the one person talking, everybody else mute, and then
Yeah,
when they're done talking, mute again.
I think that's the best strategy.
Great, great idea. So when
Yeah. Well, look, I'm ready to go.
someone is talking, we all mute our microphones.
Look, I'm ready to go.
All right. So you just tell us about your background and how you got into cryptos, and eventually how did you get to lead the ecosystem of Block Vault? You just tell us about that.
Yeah, so my background is in e-commerce for the last 10, 12 years. I got into crypto about 2 years ago, and I met some of these guys on other projects where things didn't really go according to plan. So we decided to look at, what could we do in this space, and we came up with different ideas, and then from that formed the Blockvault team, which created the Blockvault ecosystem. We launched our first governance token back in February earlier this year, which was called the Blockvault token, and our ecosystem will comprise of several modules over time. As I said, the first one came last February, which was the Blockvault token, which had a staking DApp. And then shortly after, we released the Blockvault charts to our website, and we're moving on to this module now, which is called Blocvest, which is a triple vault passive income generator. The team is doxed over on our main website, which is blockvault.io, which would be the main website for all of our modules and everything that's coming up. And as I said to you, we've now moved to launch Blocvest, the triple vault rewards protocol. So I'll dive into this a little bit. Blocvest is it's a triple vault system that offers passive income to holders in different ways. It's very simple insofar as that you buy the BVS token, and you can choose then which vault to go into with that and compound over time. The token is paired with BNB, and we also have a Treasury Contract involved in this ecosystem, which generates revenue from micro fees, NFT sales, and compound and auto-compound and different things that happen while people interact with the vaults. The vaults in the system are called, the first one is called the Shareholders Vault, the second one is the Accumulator, and the third one would be the Trickle Vault. So the Shareholders Vault is tied directly to the taxes from the buy and sell of this token. 50% of the tax goes directly into this vault from the sales, and it's paid out on the first of each month to the shareholders that enter this vault. When you go to this vault and enter it, you're locked for 3 months, and you then have a share month on month of the BUSD that is generated and goes into this vault from all that sale tax. So it's quite unique in the way it operates, because it basically gives holders of this module that part sharehold in the actual entire module based on how much they decide to put in there. The next one in it is the Accumulator Vault, and how this one works is it accumulates your interest over time. So it's basically a 5-to-1 or 20% interest rewards per month. So you would be 5% a week or 20% per month. You have the option with this vault to go weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, and it is in dollar value. So if you decide, for instance, to say you're a regular savings account and you want to put $100 a week in there, for each week you put it in, you get 5% on top. On a monthly basis, that's 20%. Once you make a second deposit to this vault, you can take out the first deposit. Once you make the third one, you can take out the second one, and so on and so forth. So it is a way of generating a percentage back on top of your initial each week or bi-weekly or monthly. And then the last vault in the system is the Trickle Vault. Now, the Trickle Vault is pretty much the same as some other stuff that's out there in how it operates, like compound over time, like Piston, Furio, Drip, that type style vault, where in this vault you submit your tokens to the vault and they are now the property of that vault. In return, you get 365 claims from the vault, and they are standard at 0.50% daily. You can, however, on this vault, purchase the NFT boost, and what that does is it boosts your reward rate daily from 0.5% up as far as 2%. This is just basically, guys, how the vaults work. So your BNB token, you would buy your NFT boost and you would submit them to the Trickle Vault. And again, here from your wallet to BBS token, and it will be generated. You can move it into any vault. All of this is up on the website for you guys to have a look at. And obviously, to do some research and look at the vaults individually. So just to cap on these rewards with the NFT boost, how they work is the bronze boost takes the standard reward from 0.50 up to 0.75. The silver boost will take you to 1%. The gold boost will take you to 1.5% daily, and the platinum boost will take you to 2% daily. Now, these will be priced as seen here on the website once we go live. But at the moment, there is an NFT pre-sale also open where you can buy you can enter a randomized event for one BNB, and you may end up with a platinum, gold, silver, or bronze. So that's open at the moment. The links are all all over our TG, and on the website you can go to it by just going to buy NFTs. So they're all linked up in there. Then the token itself, as I said, it has a 10% tax. 2% or 5% of each buy sell goes to that shareholders vault. 2% of this goes back to the Blocvest token, which was our governance token, which came out in February. 2% goes to our liquidity pool, and 1% goes to development. There's also anti-dump mechanisms in place here, guys. So the good Samaritan that plays fair, he can do. Our premise on this is compound 6, claim once. So in a 7-day period, if you claim once, it's only a 10% tax for doing so. However, if you claim more than once in that 7-day period, you will be subject to a 50% tax on your second claim. And that is from the Trickle Vault. There's a whale tax. If you get to 0.85% of the liquidity pool, there's a 50% whale tax which comes into effect at that point. And again, this is centered around the Trickle Vault. There's no tax on entry to the Shareholder Vault or exit from the Shareholder Vault, and it's the same on the Accumulator Vault. There's no tax on entry or exit to it. So that's pretty much the workings of what we've got here, guys. If you launch the DApp from the website, you'll see that it's live. And in here, you would basically interact with the vaults. And again, we'll open the shareholder. So like I said, when you enter here, you're locked for 3 months. You put in your wallet address, your token amount, you approve it, and go into the vault. It will accumulate, how much your next reward is going to be for the first of the next month. You're sharing that vault and tell you all of the relevant information that you need so as you can see what's going on and what's happening there at any given time. When you want to claim on the first of the month, you just hit the Claim My Reward button, and you take your claim straight from the Shareholders Vault. The next being the Accumulator Vault. Again, this is the 5-to-1, weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly vault. So you would set your frequency here by weekly, or monthly. Your deposit amount that you're going to enter into this vault and approve. Once you make the next deposit, your rewards will show up and you can claim your rewards. Your standings in this vault also appear here, so you can see what your rewards are, your next installment in terms of hours, your deposits in, and the vault balance. So all of that again is done and finished and ready to work. Then we have the Trickle Vault, and you would set your token amount, deposit into the vault. If you want to mint an NFT, you can basically select bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and mint your NFT. When you do that and enter this vault, the 0.5% here, that's standard, would change in line with whichever NFT you purchase. You can compound here, and once you connect your wallet, it will give you the option also to auto compound, and your claims will show up, and your statistics in this vault also are here below. So each vault is, separate to the one before it. They all have this, your statistics and all of that relevant information there available for when you're in them. So you can see what's going on and when your next, what your share is, when your next reward is available, and so on and so forth. So everything is developed out. It's worth noting also, guys, that this is the first instance of this DApp. We also have ready to go, but we were hoping to have it before launch, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So we actually do have a more an easier to read, more informative version of those 3 vaults here. Everything is done and ready. It's been hooked up, but we may not have it just in time for the launch, and you may end up just having to use this version for now. But as I said to you, we do have the other version here. It's done, and we just have to, we're working on getting that implemented at the moment. So we don't think we're going to have it for launch, but we'll have it shortly after. But it is basically one and the same, and does that, just offers the same information. So that is Blocvest, guys. That's what we have on offer. We're super excited about it. We've been building this out since probably March to now. We've tested it in testnet over and back. We've had our VIP lounge on our side tested and over tested and stress tested. So we're happy that it's done. We're happy that it's finished, and we're happy to introduce it to the whole world.
All right, great. Thank you for that very concise breakdown. For the purpose of community, I'm just going to take it a little slow. So in summary, I'm going to have to take you back. There is the Shareholders Vault.
Right.
There is the Accumulators Vault and the Trickle Vault. So if I get it right, by hodling Blocvest tokens, you're automatically a shareholder, right?
Right. So if you
and as a result,
and enter into the shareholder vault, you're an automatic shareholder of that 50% from the taxes on the buy-in side.
Okay. Now, so the Shareholders Vault isn't optional. However, the Accumulator and Trickle Vaults are. Is that the case?
Oh no, each vault is an option. You can choose to utilize 2 or 3 of them or one of them. It's entirely up to the holder.
Okay, so when you get in, you are at liberty to pick either of Shareholders Vault, the Accumulators Vault, or the Trickle Vault.
Yes, that's correct.
Can you pick 2?
Yes.
All 3 of them.
Yes. Okay. So, for instance, say, if I decided that I put something in the Shareholders Vault, right? And at the end of the month, I get my BUSD share back out, right? I can take that and I can bring it over and I can put it in the Trickle Vault and compound that share over time. Or if I want to go to the Accumulator Vault and I want to do $100 each Friday, and it's in dollar value, that vault. So say on a Friday, I put $100 in value in tokens into that vault, and that gives me 20%, right? So next week, when I put another $100 in, I earn $20. So I can take that $20 in token and I can bring it to the Trickle Vault and put it in there and compound it. So the idea is here, and the idea behind this entire system was that you could use the 3 vaults to create greater ROI for depending on how you structure your use of them.
Okay, good. How readily, easy is it to switch between these vaults? How pretty easy is that?
No, you can't switch between them. You can choose to have a portion of your holdings in the accumulator or the trickle or the shareholders, or split the tree, but you can't move between them.
To be fair, once you pull out of the accumulator or make a claim on the trickle, you'd be able to move those around. Or if you were to claim after your 3-month lock on the shareholder, you'd be able to move those to the other vaults. It's just after you claim the tokens or after the locks are up.
All right, I get that. So in your synopsis, it says, okay, I see that you have NFTs as well. You have really touched on this, but I think you did in a hurry. Investors here would want to really know, and I believe that this is a point in time in the conversation. They're gonna ask your questions, but just really wanted to know, can you swap the NFTs to BVSD tokens and back, or is it just in case you already have NFTs and you want to change vaults and
okay,
the NFTs to have BNB used to purchase the BVSD to change the vaults?
The NFTs are used as a boost on interest in the Trickle Vault only, so they don't operate with the Accumulator Vault, they operate with the Shareholders Vault. Basically, you put the NFT, which gives you a higher daily percentage ROI from that Trickle Vault. Now, if you own the bronze one, you can upgrade to a silver one, or you can buy a gold one. And you can do that with one wallet, but they really are a utility to get the higher percentage rate.
Great. Yeah, so you rushed through that tokenomics. Can you say that again? And I'm particularly interested in that 2% that is go into the Block Vault rebate. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, so the Block Vault token was our governance launched back in February. That is the ecosystem governance token. Obviously, every other module that we bring out over time will send a percentage back to this particular token. It's standalone token with a staking platform. So it was our first, as I said, on the governance token. So 2% of the tax from this module is sent directly back to do buybacks on that token.
Okay, that's good. Some of us here really want to know, having had a governance token before now, did you see the BVSD coming through? Is it something that at the time you launched the governance token, did you ever say you were going to have the BVSD later on in the roadmap, or what exactly inspired that?
We always want to do something that would allow our holders to have a good rebate from one of the modules within the ecosystem. And Blocvest was always planned as being a second kind of a vault system with a token involved. However, it did start out back in the early days as pretty much one vault, and then it ended up being 3. So it just grew as we planned on what we were going to do with it. But there was always a plan for Blocvest, just as much as there's a plan for There'll be a cross-deck swap at some point. A launch pad will probably come next for us, and there'll be other tokens, and there'll be other revenue streams that will all make their way around our ecosystem to sustain certain pools if needed, to buy tokens where needed, and to just to basically keep the ecosystem sustainable.
Very good. So, it's such a great project, really, and such a refreshing concept, being the very first triple vault system that I know of. As it's common with auto compounding projects, the question is how sustainable. There's a lot of promise. There's fantastic figures. Looking very promising, really. So, what measures you have to make it sustainable, that you could deliver on your promise, even to give out this figures that has been promised? What do you?
Right, good question. When we looked at this first, we looked at other projects that are out there offering 1%, 2%, 2.5%, stupid numbers. Obviously, there's a reason we started with 0.5% because first of all, that's quite sustainable. So when we looked at the model and we tried to figure out ways that this could sustain itself over time. Now, obviously, we're just having an ecosystem that other things are going to generate revenue, like from, say, launch pads and different things as we build them out. That gives us, it makes our life easier in sustaining things that are, somewhat stressful or needing help if they do need it. But with this, what we decided to do was we started at a base rate of 0.5%. You've got those 4 NFTs. And from them, they generate revenue that goes back to our Treasury contract. The Treasury contract involved in this was built by, the entire thing was built by Brew Labs, but the Treasury contract is their own and it's CertTech audited. Now, what that does is we use our Treasury contract to obviously prop liquidity. It can buy tokens and top up the Accumulator Vault, or it can top up the Trickle Vault if it needs to. The Shareholders Vault works differently. It doesn't need them. There's micro fees that are charged on each transaction. So every time somebody does a transaction, a compound of a token or an in and out of a vault, there is a micro fee involved. So that micro fee also goes back to the Treasury contract, the NFT sales, and all of the revenue that comes from that goes to the Treasury contract. There's a fee on compound. There's a fee on auto compound. So when you put all of these things together, then all of this revenue is used to either buy the token, pair liquidity, make us stronger, and we are a build it and put it out there and let people use it, and then we'll see. It's a build it and they'll come kind of a scenario is the way we operate, right? We're not kind of doing something that we're telling you we're going to give it to you in 12 months' time. It's here, it's now, it's done. Our next one will come early next year, as I said, probably our launch pad, and just like that, it'll be there. And we, plan on using the revenue streams that come into the system to bolster the ecosystem, to send percentages around it to other tokens within it, to vaults within it, to liquidity within it. So it becomes one circle of tokens and revenue. And basically, over time, the end goal would be to in-ramp, off-ramp. So in-ramp fiat, move tokens from one vault to another, swap them for each other, off-ramp with tokens back to fiat and out to the real world. So the plan is quite big over time, but, everything is one step at a time with us. So we don't, there's no point in us telling you about what we have in our head for a year or 2 years' time. But sustainability-wise, we feel this is very sustainable the way we've created it, and how the Treasury is there, and how the micro fees are there, and everything else to bolster that sustainability.
Yeah, clearly it is long-term project. Yeah, it's not just for the now. Seeing that you have this measures in place, higher tax thresholds, the anti-whale function, the 6 months lockup period, the Treasury Contract, just to fall back on, just in case anything happens. All of that should help with the sustainability. I think it's a really nice one. I like this, and I just hope that, we could deliver, you could deliver on what you have promised. You have months running already. You're an experienced team, and starting from February, and that goes a long way to say that you guys are ready to take on this one. There's no doubt that you're going to feel the pre-sale. What's the hard cap?
The pre-sale is done as a hyper launch, so they work a little bit different than the normal pre-sale, and they're kind of a hybrid between fair launch and pre-sale. With fair launch, you don't have any hard cap, and you don't have any max contributors, and so on and so forth. What a hyper launch is basically we are set a soft cap of 75 BNB. We don't set a hard cap, but we set a max amount of contributors. So we've set that at 200 contributors, and that in itself, if you said everybody did their max BNB, well, that would be your hard, where you'd end up. But we expect to be kind of somewhere in that mid range is probably where it'll end up. So yeah, it's a hyper launch. We are the first team to go off of the hyper launch in BSC over on Gempad. As I said, the team is fully doxed. We're fully vetted by DeFi Skeptic. Also, we've done all our video interviews and everything that we had to do there. The contract is audited. We've got the diamond tier over there, which is the highest tier you can get, obviously, because we've ticked all the right boxes as a decent, honest development company in the space, and we're delighted that we've managed to get all those things behind us. We've got the support of Trav, who's been putting it out in post yesterday, and we've got an AMA next with him today. So yeah, we're looking super forward to this opening later on.
All pretty looking good. Yeah, you all look very pretty set, and I have no doubt about this. I'm particularly interested in the project. And I've been in the community, as you have known, for some days now, and just really supporting. And I just trust that investors here would do their due diligence to have a look. And we have such a short time. That's 7 p.m. UTC.
That's correct. Yeah.
All right. And yeah, you can say it. I didn't get that.
Sorry, I just said, excuse me there, I cut.
All right. So, okay. I think that'll be all for the questions that I have. I don't know if I touched on anything that is needed. Are there any more features and updates about the project you didn't talk about that you want to touch on before we get to entertain questions from the community?
No, I think we some questions on it. I'm sure there'll be plenty of questions as it's quite complex in some ways. But for us, we feel it's easy because we built it. Especially the community have a few questions on it. I'm sure there'll be some questions.
All right. So. Just a minute. All right, guys. We'll take a number of questions from the community. Just ask one question if you're called upon to ask. If you're new to this, if you want to ask a question, raise your hand. Ask a question that is not generic, something that gets them thinking. So we are convinced that you truly went through the white paper and are interested in the project. So having said that, if your hands are up, I just pick with it. Critically acclaimed, you have a question?
I have more of a question, more of a suggestion on the question.
All right.
In the area of sustainability of the token, the value of the token, I think he has not touched more on it. But my question or suggestion is, the project they're expecting a stable coin, a native stable coin, stable coin, let me put it like that, you can easily change into the native token, which will be actually volatile due to the bullish characteristics and the bearish characteristics of the market. So my question is, would you be adopting a stable coin on your ecosystem so people can actually withdraw their investments and lock it back in value because of the volatility of the market? If you get what I mean.
Okay, if I think I got that right, the question is that would we be introducing a stablecoin into the ecosystem? Is that correct?
Yes, very well. Okay,
my man. Well, at the moment, the Shareholders Vault pays out in BUSD, so that is stable currency which you can collect from that vault on the 1st of each month. In regards whether we'll introduce stable currencies into the ecosystem, that may be a case in the future. It's not in the plan in the here and now, but there has been some talks centered around when other modules drop in time as to what would happen and how to make them fit in properly, and certainly conversation about stable currency has been had, but for the here and now, it's the only stable currency involved in the system at the moment will be the reward every month in BUSD from that Shareholders Vault.
Okay. The reason why I asked the question is because if the investors are investing at the value at the point, due to the bearish nature of the market at the moment, we can have a decline in value, and it will seem as if the system is not working properly to bring profit in the long run.
Yeah, we've paired ourselves to BNB, and the reason why we've done that is we feel that because the bear market is here and the prices are down, we have significant gains to make in the future as this builds out. When we were building this, starting back in the end of February and into March, when we were tying with the ideas of this, and we had some discussions in our community and our VIP group, it was always done with the notion that we were going to be in a bear market with this, and this type of compound over time and sit in your hands for and take some profits over the months ahead when things are down. This type of module is perfect it's a perfect fit for where we are right now, and being paired to BNB is a huge advantage to us once things turn a corner and start to go the other way.
Thank you. You have actually answered my question earlier. I just want to be doubly sure about it. It's a very nice project. I like the way all parts of the project is being presented, and it's nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, critically acclaimed. Great question there about any possibility of a stable coin? A great question, a great response. So I'll just take a second question from community. Chief Lyricist, you have anything to say?
No, not really.
Chief Lyricist?
I don't.
Okay. I like the way you do that. You just smile, and I hope you're getting your beans ready. It's only a few hours to go. All right. Great guy, Chief. All right. Describe, you have something to say?
Not really.
Okay. I don't think. All right. Maxwell from the Bull Lounge. We're partners with Mike Maxwell. Maxwell, say something.
Hey, Bifrost, how you doing?
Doing good, man. How you?
Oh yeah, I'm doing great.
You
We
doing?
migrated to we migrated to Web3 Nation because of some complications. Just a note, I forgot to tell you. So hello, Jeremy. It's been a nice presentation. Love the concept you got going. So I had a question regarding the NFTs and the boost itself. So seeing that the minimum amount to boost the NFT, let me say, which is the bronze boost, is $500. I think is quite high. So I was wondering if you guys plan to to actually reduce the platinum, or let me say, the varieties of the boost to a more proportionized value. Let me say, because if, for example, the bronze boost is $500, I don't know if there's already an allocated percent to the boost already. If there's one, please let me know. And also, my last question was gonna be uh about the rewards itself. Still in line with my past question, are the rewards already have they been put in place? Let me say I'm holding your gold boost. I've boosted my NFT to the let me say the gold one. So what is there an allocated percent to that that I'll be earning, and how frequently would it be coming? Is it gonna be daily or weekly, or how's it gonna be?
Good question. So the first part of your question in regards to the pricing on the NFTs, the Trickle Vault is a very powerful vault if you compound daily over time. And when you get to take those 365 claims, now you can take them straight away after 24 hours, but if you use that vault in the right way, Maxwell, you compound and compound. Compound 6 takes 1. 6 months down the line, or 3 or 4 months down the line, that $500 NFT is a very, very small amount for what it actually gives you, because that takes you from 0.5 to 0.75% daily in your reward. And if you have silver, it'll take you from 0.5 up to 1%, or gold from standard 0.5 up to 1.5. Our platinum is 2%. So if you're compounding and getting your rewarding tokens daily from the standard 0.5 up to 2%, 2% is absolutely huge compared to that 0.5. When you spread that down, compound that on a compound calculator, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So the price on the NFTs, when you actually look at what the returns are over time, are very, 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 in our opinion, they're very low. But with that said, we also have an NFT randomized buy event available up until launch, where you can purchase an NFT for 1 BNB. It's randomized. There's 300 bronze in it, 150 silver, and then the rest are gold and platinum. Up to 500 NFTs in total is in that randomized event. So We don't know what you'll get. You don't know what you'll get, but when you go to mint before launch, you'll receive your NFT. Even if it was only a bronze you get, you're only buying it at 1 BNB, it's nearly double the value at the moment. So that's going on at the moment, and that's pretty much the answer to where that question is. The second,
okay.
Yeah. And is there more to that question?
I think you've covered it all. That's all my question. Yeah, thanks, Byford, for the opportunity. Nice speaking with you, man. Great project. Looking forward to, see it live. Yeah, thanks, man.
Thanks, Maxwell. Thanks for the question as well, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Maxwell.
Amazing. I dropped some pictures in the chat there as well.
Amazing
The difference
partner
between.
Right there.
I dropped some pictures in the chat there as well of the difference between 0.5%, 0.75%,
Go ahead.
0.5%, 0.75%.
So you can see from them guys, there's quite a significant change between 0.5 and 2%, right?
And that's just off $100, guys.
Okay. That's good stuff.
And that's assuming, Jeremy, that the price.
All right, Jeremy wants to say something more.
Well, Celtic was asking me a question, I didn't get off.
Oh yeah, sure. Oh, great. So we'll go to the next question. That should be from. Let's get it from a lady this time. Sophia, you are muted.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Sophia.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. Can I ask my question?
Sure you can, Sophie.
Okay, so my question is, will you be restricted to the same taxes or will there be some difference in the near future? Because the reason being, recently I've seen that some projects have like 15% buy and 15% sell tax, and later on they make buy tax as 0 and increase the sell tax as 30 or 40%. So like we as investor will be at loss who buy now. So like the taxes are guaranteed or like they can be changed. Thank you.
Yes, Sophia, that's a good question. And I can tell you from our point of view as a team, the taxes are set 10% in, 10% out. We have absolutely no desire to be messing with or changing it. We've ran all our numbers, all the math, all the logic on the vaults as to sustainability over time. We've done figures inside out and upside down over months with this. So the 10% tax in and out, the only reason that would be changed if we had a buy event and we wanted to lower the tax to let people ape into it for a 24-hour period or something like that. But as far as I'm concerned, it won't be changed to affect people in the wrong way.
Thank you so much for answering me and best of luck for your project. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sophia. It's a great question right there. We understand some projects eventually begin to tweak their taxes, understanding that they're no longer sustainable and stuff like that. It's good to know that you don't have any plans to tweak that, and what we see is what we get all the way. So, all right.
Personally, I've been involved in a few of these projects myself, and I like them, right? Because I like how they work. But I've seen one or two of them where they've tried to do, they've done one thing, and a month later they've tried to change it, and it's not good for the look. It's not good for the team. It's not good for the holders, and it ends up damaging project. It's not something that we'll be looking at, and it's not something that we'll be doing.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good to keep to your word, even to project, to understand that the taxes you're working with is good enough to run for the lifetime of the project. So, right. So we're going to take two more questions, and then we'll be wrapping up.
Can I ask a question?
I understand the team has a busy day. Sorry?
Yeah, can I ask my question?
All right, so we're going to take two more questions. Holy Hill, you want to say something?
Sure. All right. My question is about the marketing wallet. Does this team has a kind of a multi-signatory seal to the marketing wallet?
The marketing on this particular module is like, I think the development wallet is like 1%, mate. We are, as I said, we're more of a development type team than we are a ship time going for a pump and a dump. So we market things very cleverly and very smartly. We haven't done a lot of marketing on the Blockvault token because one of the emphasis behind the way we operate is we instead of coming into a VC and saying to you guys, we're going to supply you with a wallet that will function with A, B, and C next year, and we want you to buy into that. We've come in here and we go into the AMA with the full products, fully done, functioning, ready to go. 2 days from now it'll be live. Everybody will be able to use every aspect of it. People talk, word spreads quickly in this space. So we're smart about our marketing when we don't waste money. We use our money to develop and bring our products to fruition, and then let the products do the talking from there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I see that. Are there any token allocated to the team?
Yeah, there is team tokens. There's team tokens, and what we'll be doing in that regard is we have decided, I think, that we put some of those tokens into some of the vaults as well, the same as everybody else. And our team will be able to compound just like you or the next guy, and they'll be able to, use that as their form of income from what we're doing, as opposed to, dishing out team tokens and tokens being dumped, within our team. It's not something that would, like, for instance, to this point, in regards to the team hasn't, took payment of any description, bar very little small things here and there that were needed. But we don't pay ourselves a wage. We haven't. It's a scenario of there's a point on the road somewhere in this where the company is strong enough to sustain, paying wages out to people, within the group and within the team, and everyone on my team will tell you that. And until that point is there, then we continue to do what we do the way we're doing it. There is team tokens, obviously, but they're not just going to be dished out for people to dump them against the charts. They will be done in a clever way, whereas there'll be certain allocation to the Trickle Vault, a certain allocation to the Shareholders Vault. And obviously, that generates revenue just the same for us as it does for you. And it'll be used to look after team members and so forth.
All right, that's awesome. My last question will be that outside the conventional way of marketing that we are used to in this space, do you have any other marketing strategy you want to deploy? Like, we used to Telegram marketing and Twitter marketing, YouTube. Do you have any other marketing strategy outside this conventional way we are used to in this space?
Yeah, we have certain things coming up in the future that will allow us to kind of, broaden the horizon out into the real world and start to try and bring people across our project and what we're doing. The ins and outs of that I'm not going to get into right here now because it centers around a whole other product. But we have plans to do something along those lines. For the here and now, we've got, our marketing plan. The immediate marketing plan is another 8-9 AMAs to launch, call channels everywhere. After launch, we'll be doing some more AMAs. We've got columns coming up. We'll be going back over to Caesars, having a chat with him. We've traveled out later on today, Gempad this evening. So we know what we're doing, and we're quite savvy about what we're at.
All right, awesome, man. That's a great preparation ahead. Please, I like to say this. What get project sustained in the space is not about the pre-launched marketing, but I believe it's about the post-launch marketing. After you've launched your tokens, there should be some kind of strategic way of marketing that will help to sustain the tokens price and the likes. We do a lot to ensure that everybody is aware about what we are doing in the space, about our project, about our token, before we launch. But it seems to me as the project gets going on, the energy, the strength gets reduced, and the chart just keep going down and down and down. Post-launch marketing is key to sustainability of any project, and I want you guys, your team, to really focus on post-launch marketing of pushing the price of the token and just getting people aware about your token across every means that will be available to you guys. I believe your team are smarter enough to just look into the sustainability of the project after launch. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir, and Holly, thank you for your questions and also your advice. We pride ourselves on listening to people and the advice that we get, and we definitely have, post-launch marketing. We have a lot of things we'll be chasing down all of the DApp websites out there, like DApp.com and Moonark and all these different ones to get to get listed on it. We'll be going for CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap as the normal ones. So we'll be doing all those things that need to be done, and we'll be, taking our approach very, very steady and very, very cleverly as we have up to this point, to allow us to develop the next module and to bring that to all you guys early next year as well, after we get over this one.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you. Over to you, first.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Holy Hill. Thoughtful one there about post-marketing, as important as pre-marketing, so pre-sale marketing. So good stuff. I understand that the team has an incredible line of AMAs even today, and a big event happening 7 p.m. UTC. Guys, just a soft reminder right there to get your beans. If you feel haven't done your due diligence, you want to have a look at this project. I think it looks good. It looks good. It is good. So you want to prepare for that pre-sale event. If there's some time, we just have one more question, and then we can round up.
Sorry, Vice Lord, please, can I just quickly clarify something?
All right, Scribe. Called you earlier.
He said yes, sorry, I was having network issues, so it was bad. I couldn't say my question. So I saw that you said 1 NFT per wallet. So what if an individual is to buy I said, would it be, what if
can you say that again? I think I lost you.
Sorry about that. What if an individual is to buy this NFT in different wallets, like, because you said 1 NFT per wallet. So what if an individual is to buy this NFT in different wallets and then transfer this NFT to one particular wallet? So would you be able to detect that and maybe take away this NFT, or what would you do?
The NFTs, again, as I said, are utilitized to the percentages that you're able to get from the vault, from the Trickle Vault. They are, however, transferable from wallet to wallet. in the instance that they haven't been introduced to that vault. If you introduce them to the Trickle Vault, they are rendered useless, and you get the percentage of return for them. So as long as you don't, introduce them to that vault, you can swap them from wallet to wallet, or you can move them around whatever way you feel free or feel you want to.
So does that answer your question, Describe? I think it keeps going off and on. All right.
Great.
I think if you're good, then just one last question. We're trying to round up, really. Dante, if you have something to say, just say it. One question, please.
Hey, hello, Bifrost. Can you hear me?
How's it going, man?
Yeah, fine, man. Hey there. How you doing, man? You have done a pretty good job with the presentation on this project. It's really, really elaborate enough for us to understand every bit of it. And going through your white papers, you stated that the Accumulator Vault is a way to earn 20% for depositing a token, either weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. And you further stated that we should set our frequency, the amount we wish to add, and each time we add that amount on time, we will receive 20%. And that sounds so interesting to me, and it's huge potential. I'm pretty much interested in the Accumulator Vault. I would like to know how we could access the Accumulator Vault. Is it through website? Do you have a mobile app where we could, and just a brief narration of how we could go about accessing the different vaults in your system, your project? Is it mobile app? Is it through the website? This I'll need a brief explanation on that.
Yeah. Okay, Dante. So to access the vaults, you literally just go over to Blocvest.io, our main website here, which is up on the screen. And at the top in the right-hand corner, you would see the Launch DApp button. So when you launch that DApp, you will have accessed the vaults. At that point, you will connect with your MetaMask wallet or whatever wallet you're going to connect with. And then once you connect, you can just hit on the vaults, open them down, and then, obviously it'll show your wallet connected, and you can put in the amount that you want to put in. You can select your weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly option, and you can then enter that vault, and your wallet will obviously, your wallet will refresh, and you make the deposit, and you're done, right? So it's quite simple. You just head on over to Blocvest.io, and from there you can access the vaults on the top right corner when you launch the app. And it's on mobile as well, so it's responsive for mobile. So you can do it mobile or on PC.
Oh, really? Very, very, very good. Now, yeah, and again, you said if we deposit a token, into the vault, every 30, it will be automatically renewed every 60, 30 days. Every 6 months rather, or 3 months. So how about if somebody has a low capital and deposits parts, and there's a situation that warrants him wanting to withdraw his money to use it for something? Is there any possible means like that? Is there anything like that can happen, or is?
Yeah, and depending on which vault you're in, if you put tokens into the Trickle Vault, your tokens are gone, and in return you have your daily rewarded percentage. So that's what you would be able to claim your 365 times on. If you put tokens into the Accumulator Vault, if you select weekly, for say, and you put in $100, on week 2, when you deposit the next $100, you can take 20%, or you can take your first week out with that 20%. No, sorry, with 5%. It's 5% per week, 20% a month, right? So if you select monthly, weekly, or bi-weekly, it doesn't matter. But you can once you make a second initial deposit, you can remove the first deposit. With the Shareholder Vault, when you go into that vault, you get BUSD on the 1st of every month, but you are locked in there for 3 months. What you go in with in dollar value, you come back out with in dollar value. So even if the chart is up or down, if you put in $500 of tokens, they will come back to you as $500 of tokens, but you'll get your monthly share in BUSD. If that answers that for you, buddy.
All right. You okay with that, Dante? I think we lost Dante. All right. So thank you for that, Dante. I think that does it for the questions for today. Absolutely beautiful project right here. I'm particularly interested, very interested in the Blocvest team, the project. The team has graciously handed community with a number of whitelists to be won here. So if you need one, you can personally hit me up in the DM. I will get it across to them in time. Pre-sale is only a few hours. That's 7 p.m. UTC. That they're smashing that. I believe the team is confident. So yeah, you want to get in there in time. So gotta say, I love the idea of the Trickle Vault. I really don't do this all the time, but I'm willing to go the extra mile to introduce the project to a good friend of mine who I'm very sure is going to be interested in bringing his whale friends in. This community is backed by solid whales. I know you already have the Travlats and the Caesars all lined up. You wanna get some battle whales buying the floor. They practically eat the floor. So I was sure to do that connect in the DM. So
all are welcome.
All right, sure. All right, so such an amazing time today on the VC, getting to know the project Blocvest, and we want to thank Celtic Warrior and his amazing team. Thank you guys for honoring the invite and attending the AMA today.
Yeah, and look, I send that as well by saying thank you to your I trust them for coming over to our chat and coming in on our VC and on us over there. Which ultimately led to coming in here to chat to you guys. We're delighted to have been here. If anybody has any questions listening in or listen to the recording after, the VC is open 24/7 over there at the moment. Pop by to our team and we'll be happy to answer. The VC is open. We're there, all the team. Yeah, we're looking forward to this evening. We're looking forward to the next AMA. And we're going to smash it. We're looking forward to this evening. We're looking forward to the next AMA, and we're going to smash it.
Great. So, I didn't mention that the Blocvest has made available $100 to the BeeHive community, $50 to the giveaway, and $50 to the Beak Fund. As you all know, the Beak Fund is an investment fund of the BeeHive community, which is made available to diligent BeeHivers that seek to invest in heavily vetted, highly prospective projects like the Blocvest, so they are restrained by capital. So so we urge investors here to check out the links I'll be posting. I believe a member of the team would make a post, and I'll second that. Leave a post. Endeavor to check out the pre-sale is happening 7 p.m. Don't miss out on it. I don't see that pre-sale staying for 30 minutes. I don't think. I think it's gonna go in minutes, really. So haven't listened. It's a long time project. All right, so we've come to the end of the AMA, guys. Thanks for your participation. Thanks for coming out. Enjoy the rest of the week. Bye. Take care.
Take care.
Thank you.